Story 1. Am I the a-hole for ditching my assigned bridesmaid at a wedding for the one that is younger and a different race as me? I ended up leaving the wedding early. One of my good friends from college was getting married, call him Tom, to his wife, call her Liz, and asked me to be one of his groomsmen. I was honored. I haven't seen him in a while because I live across the country. When I arrived in his city, I was assigned a bridesmaid called Kelly. Now, Kelly is a lovely woman. However, I think we were only assigned to each other because we are both black. Liz starts telling me that we are both single and perfect for each other, but there was nothing to indicate that at all besides us both being black. I should add as well that Liz had a lot more bridesmaids than Tom had as groomsmen. The first night the entire wedding party went out, and it became clear that Kelly wanted to hook up. I was not into her at all, so I kindly turned her down. She then starts interrogating me as to why. I try to give a generic answer, but she starts listing off all of the reasons why we are so perfect together. I end up saying that I don't do the whole short-term type thing, and as we both live in completely different states, there is no future here. She ends up cooling off, but then tells me that she respects me more for that and that I am a stand-up guy and the type of guy that she is looking for. During the rest of the time we are there, one of the other unmatched bridesmaids, let's call her Jen, starts messaging me privately and we hit it off. The next day's wedding ceremony goes well, we have a reception, and me and Kelly do our entrance together and then dance together for a bit. After a bit, I go to the bar and Jen and I start to dance. At this point, Kelly is giving me dirty looks. I just ignore it and continue having a good time. All is well until when I'm at the bar. Kelly and Liz confront me and start saying that me dancing with Jen is inappropriate. They start saying she's too young for me and that it looks creepy. For what it's worth, I'm 32 and she is 24, about to turn 25. I'm like, oh, it's okay, me and Jen are just friends. Liz at this point is angry with me and starts saying that Jen is in college, she is doing her master's, and that this is her wedding and she doesn't want to see that. Then Kelly starts saying that I must have a fetish for white women. At this point I realize that there is no logical argument I can make. I tell Kelly and Liz that I really enjoyed the wedding, but I need to go to bed early for my flight the next day. I leave and go up to my hotel. 15 minutes later, Jen leaves early. 5 minutes after Jen came up, we both got kicked out of the wedding party chat. I later find out from Tom that Kelly was crying her eyes out, and that it messed up the night for Liz as well. He told me that he isn't mad at me because he told Liz from the start that Kelly isn't going to be my type, but instead, Liz really wanted to set Kelly up. At this point, I feel terrible that I made it so Liz was not able to enjoy her special night. As for Kelly, I just wish she got no means no. Oh, you're not the a-hole. You're not the a-hole. Look, you do so much for a bride and a groom during their wedding. It is their special day. And yeah, you should cater to them. You should try and do nice stuff for them. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? You go an extra mile, whatever. From the title of this, I thought that you switched out which bridesmaid you were with during walking down the aisle and at the wedding. And that would have been oh no, don't do that. You would have been the a-hole for sure. I was certain of it. But no, you did nothing wrong. You did the reception, the dinner, all correct. And then you just, you hung out with someone and you danced with someone else. That's brides, grooms, you can't control every little detail. When you get to the part that's the party and the celebration, if you're just no, you can't drink that, drink this. You can't dance with her, dance with her. No, that's not a good party for everyone. Now you just want a well-rehearsed play. And if you want to do that, become a director and put on a play that no one will go to because it sounds terrible. So yeah, no, you're not an a-hole. I don't necessarily think Kelly's an a-hole. Liz, kind of an a-hole. Liz, calm down. Calm down. Story 2. Today I effed up by being with a guy way too long without asking him his name. I, 26 female, met this really good-looking guy, male, 28, at an event 3 months ago, and we really liked each other. For the rest of the night, we talked about the books we like, we talked about our families, etc., and there was a lot of connection. We ended the night with a kiss goodbye and got to know each other's socials. We told each other our names at first, But I have a huge problem with names because of my job. I meet 200 to 300 students every year. I think my mind has reached full capacity. I figured I could just see his name on his socials, but he has a nickname on his Instagram and just an emoji on his WhatsApp, so I couldn't learn. A few nights later, we went out for drinks, and I felt so embarrassed to ask his name since we kissed before, too. We kept seeing each other until now, and it's been almost 3 months. We also slept together, and I think I'm starting to catch feelings also. I just don't know his name, and now it's embarrassingly late to ask him. Too long didn't read. Today I effed up by taking way too long to ask a guy I'm seeing his name. Now I'm too embarrassed to ask. A. Are you an A? Am I the A? I mean, you definitely effed up. You definitely effed up by not asking a few more times and saying, I'm sorry, I'm so bad with names. I do that all the time. But B, you've had opportunities. You slept together. You just sneak out and be like, I have to go to the bathroom, and you find a piece of his mail, you find his wallet, something, you look at his ID, you do whatever you take. You can't admit it at this point. You can't. At 3 months, you can't. You can't come out to someone that you've been interacting with and be like, I don't even know your actual name. I mean, what? No, I mean, I get it. You can talk with someone a lot without ever actually using their real name. Like, sometimes when I talk to my partner, if I actually use her name, it almost feels weird because it's like, no, I always just call her, Love, or we have cute nicknames that I'm not going to say on here. You don't need to know. Just give him a real cute nickname and just stick with that and be like, you'll always be this to me. I want you to marry this person without knowing his name is what I'm saying. That's what I need to happen, and I need an update for what happens at the vows. That'll be the point where the priest is like, do you, Rebecca, take Scott? And you'll be like, Scott! Story 3. My 24 female mom demanded to be present during my gynecology exam and barged in. Edit, sorry for the confusion, I'm 24 currently, and my mom is in her early 50s. My mom knew about my appointment and that I was going to be examined, clothing would be removed. She wanted to accompany me last minute for support, and I couldn't argue with her to stay home or I would be late. I thought that she would wait outside. She has done so before, but for other types of appointments. But instead, she tried to go in with me. The staff kept her out, and later she knocked on the door and walked into the appointment saying she needed to tell my doctor about my family medical history. I had already told my doctor all of it. She was taken out of the room, and the door was locked. When I left the hospital, she wasn't there anymore and was upset that I kept her out. I told her it was a very private thing to be asked about your past relationships and getting examined. I'm extremely shy with my body, and it's always hard for me to do these things. So, of course, I didn't want her there or would even think for her to want to be there. She told me she wants grandchildren, and she is my mom, therefore it's not that big of a deal for her to be with me during my visit, and that I should stop acting like my body is sacred since I would need to get used to other people, medical staff, seeing it. She also told me that my dad is always with her whenever she needed to be examined, so I should allow her to be there with me. I told her a spouse is way different than a parent, and that since she hates to talk about intercourse and had S-shamed me in the past, she is very religious and hated to see me with anyone, there was no reason for her to be there. Edit, I wanted to clarify something. At the time of the appointment, I was temporarily living with my family, so she knew I was going to the hospital and forced me to tell her why. If I disagree with her, she will try to make my life hell and make my family turn against me. Also, the appointment was not related to fertility or pregnancy. I don't live with them anymore, so she doesn't know about my life as I went low contact. Good. You need to, step back. Hey, your mother can try and repair that little bridge, but she is treating you very, very poorly, and you do not deserve that. Your mother cannot expect to have that kind of, possession over your body when you're 24. Even if you're staying with them because of circumstances, that doesn't give her a right to anything. I wouldn't give her the right if you were 15. I would say that that's, invasive. Like, you're allowed some privacy, but especially as a 24-year-old, I don't care what she did. Bring you into the world? No, absolutely. Like, that does not give her a free pass. It's creepy, for one. It's just a crappy thing to do. Oh God, she can take all of her, shaming and possessiveness over your body and, oh, I want grandchildren, so I get to be here. No, just tell her you'll never give her grandchildren. Be like, I'm never gonna have children now, Mom. Never, ever. Oh my God, parents, don't be like that. Your kids deserve privacy over their body. Like, fairly early on, you have to respect that stuff. Like, single digits you have to kind of respect if they want some privacy, and throwing a little tantrum, being like, hey, she wouldn't let me be in there when she was getting examined. I'm gonna go home. Wah! Your mom is a brat and an a-hole. Oh, we got there. We got there in the end. The end of a butt where the a-hole lives. Your mom. I hope she's gotten better, because that sounds frustrating.
Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.